Good afternoon, it's Gina again. This time I'm going to film my stash of colour pencils. I've got them all out of the cupboard. I've opened the lids carefully so I'm not going to struggle with them, trying to open them to show you. This is going to be funny. I'm still learning how to use my tripod. I've realised now that I can make it a little bit higher, so this might make it a little bit easier for me to play around with my pencils. Anyway, let's start with the Derwents. These are the Derwent Academy. Now these were given to me. They're not my favourite Derwent pencils, but they've got their uses, I suppose. I do keep everything in tins. I know a lot of you put them into cases, but I just haven't got the room to store all those cases, so it's easier for me to just leave them in the tins where they're flat. These are the Derwent Intense pencils, which I'm sure most of you will be familiar with. There's going to be a lot of background noise here with all these tins rattling around. These are Derwent Studio 36. Now I set one layer of pencils. And my first big set a few years ago, the full set of, I think they're more now, but this was the full set when I bought them, the Derwent 72 Artists. And it's funny how the pencil cases change with the different companies. I think Derwent now do it a different way again. They've probably changed a few times, a few years. So there's two layers of pencils here. It's a bit disconcerting really. I'd like to have them all like most companies do, that the whole casing is the colour of the lead, but anyway, it is what it is. But I bought these probably now about 10 years ago, simply because I wanted a full set of Derwents when I was a kid at school, to have, in the 1950s, to have Derwents, even a small set of 12. You had to be rich. Everybody was your best friend when you had Derwents at school. So that's my Derwents. The next ones are the Faber-Castell Polychromos. I've only got 36 of these. That's alright. You see how they're pretty low? Look, the colours, when the whole casing is the colour of the lead, it's much easier to pick out the colours that you need. I do like the Polychromos. But I'm in no hurry to get the whole lot. I'm happy with what I've got. And we've got the Black Widow. Again, you've got the casing's all black, and you've got to really look hard to see the colour you want when you're looking for a pencil, a specific pencil. We've got Black Widow again, but these are the Monarch series. 2 layers in this colour. These are a bit better, but they've still got black, the wood casing, but at least they've got nice bright colours on the top. You can see what the colours are. They depend on basic. They're not actually exactly the same. It's a bit hard. Sometimes you pick up, like this you would say was lavender, wouldn't you? But it's not. It's grey slate. It comes out quite a different colour on the paper, not that mauve colour. Then we have Prismacolor. Now these were the first set I bought, simply because I couldn't afford to buy a bigger set. And I can see these, they've had a lot of wear. And also, unfortunately, they do tend to break a lot when you sharpen them, so that doesn't matter. I still love them. And this is my biggest set of Prismacolors. Here's 3 layers in this box, or tin. Yeah, lovely rainbow effect. Just adore them. Can anybody tell me why Prisma have so many greys? And what the hell do you do with all those greys? I guess there's degrees of shading depending on what you're drawing. Perhaps they're more for people that artists, draw things rather than colouring in. But I'm sure some of our good colourists will know why they have so many greys. 50 Shades of Grey, ha. Then we have Spectrum Noir. Now these were given to me too, and at first I thought, oh, they're such beautiful colours. Why have they, why has this person given them to me? But I know now, because a bit like Prismacolor, they break very easily when you're sharpening them. And as you can see, I've not only used them, but I've sharpened them, and they've got broken. But beautiful colours, beautiful colours. We have, okay, now these, chameleon. These actually come from Austria. I had to look up, I forgot to find out, but no, they're beautiful pencils because they're two colours, two colour pencils, a different shade at each end. And I know a few people don't like them because they say, well, you know, what happens if you wear down one faster than the other? Well, okay, so be it. You just use another pencil. I really don't see a problem. But again, lovely colours to use, and I do love this box. There's a way of setting it up so you can, so yeah, something like that. So when you're using them, they're all sitting up in front of you. But yeah, it's a nice box. It's only cardboard, that's all right. Now, this tin of pencils, let's get these out of the way. This was a tin that Ken bought me when I started, well, not when I started, when I've always been drawing and sketching and stuff. But somebody came into his office where he's working, and they used to have people coming into offices with cheap things. Books, colouring pencils and all sorts of rubbish. And people would be sucked into buying them, or Ken was sucked into buying these 60 artist pencils for me. Well, yeah, okay. They were fun to play with, but they really weren't very good quality at all, which doesn't surprise me where they come from. Anyway, I think he paid about $12, which goes to show you you get what you paid for. But I ended up either giving them away or doing something with them and using the tin to store some other pencils. Now, what I've mostly stored in them are art studio pencils from Right Art and Craft, I think. And they're really nice pencils. I wouldn't have bought them myself, but my girlfriend Shirley, who's another great colour-in friend of mine, she used them, and I often commented when we were together colouring in, and I'd say, oh, can I borrow that? Can I borrow that? We'd borrow each other's pencils. And I said, they're really nice pencils. She said, well, Jeannie, you don't have to pay a lot. They are nice pencils to use. So, yeah, I got them. I'm not sorry. Now, these Faber-Castell ones, I did a workshop with an artist, and she recommended Faber-Castell. Well, I couldn't afford again back then to buy the whole lot, so I just bought open stock, the colours that I needed at the time, so that's why they're there. Then we've got Faber-Castell too. And this little group here of pastel, I found them at the supermarket. Faber-Castell pastel colour pencils. I just saw them there and I thought, oh, they're so sweet, I've got to have those. Although, as Sarah, so, yeah, one of the other colourists said, you don't have to buy a whole set of pastel coloured pencils separately. She said, when you've got a lot of other colours like Derwents or Prismacolor or Black Widow, they've all got shades of pastel. So if you want pastel, you just pull out all the pastel pencils out of all those sets and use them. But I did like these. I do like those Faber-Castell pencils. So those ones now moving across, and they're basically this. Oh no, not all the sets. Sorry, these I found in an op shop. They're Faber-Castell watercolour pencils, 36, and the original price is $24.75, and I think I got them for $5. That was a real bargain. Very, very happy. And they're beautiful. I had another set of cheap watercolour pencils and ended up throwing them out or giving them away because compared to these, they were just nothing, you know. So these are, let's see, oops. I did take them out of the box and put them in something else for a while, but it didn't work, so I put them back in the original box. And yep, you know, nice colours. I'll stick them back. I'd like to get another tin, like if somebody had a tin left over from something, I'd like to put those in a proper tin instead of that cardboard box. Then I've got metallic pens and pencils, and glitter pens. I've put them all in. Let's see, what do we got? Art Studio, again, Right Art and Craft. I've got their own brand of metallic colour pencils. And these were, these ones, this group, were from that cheap tin. And I think they're the only ones I kept because they're quite good to use. And also in here I've got, courtesy of Aldi, colour glitter markers. I haven't used much of those, but I've played around with them. And these, I think, are Aldi too. Henley brand metallic permanent marker. They came out at Christmas time, and I thought, oh, I think I could use those. Well, I had a disaster. You shake them to rattle around the ink, and then you take the lid off, and you've got to press the felt end on the paper to make the ink run. But if you press it too hard, it just goes everywhere, and it went everywhere. So I mopped that up and put them away, and I don't know, I probably will use them again, but I'll be very careful. Then I've got an assortment of gold and silver, Faber-Castell, other things I've bought. Let me see, what's this one? Polychromos, oh, that's Faber-Castell, yeah. Art Studio, various brands of gold and silver pens, plus some of these sort of marker pen type things. Oops. Yeah, gold and silver. So I've got quite a good little selection there to play with. And I want to embellish my colouring books. Then we have gel pens. Excuse the box. I use serviettes sometimes to decorate cardboard boxes. Gel pens, okay, we've got, oh, these are unbranded, but they're sort of a neon, I think. And these are, so they gel. Henley, I think they might be Aldi again. They're sort of sparkly gel pens. Then we've got Pen Line, which I think I got at the post office, a brand of gel pens. All of those. And then we've got Bic Intensity gel pen type marker pens, yeah. So, that's those. I've got plenty to go on with there. I run out of those. Oops. Get them back in a box, put them out the way. Told you it'd be noisy. Then I've got pencils. I find a lot of pencils are Statler, like they're called. I find a Statler Norris colour. I bought these at Office Works a few years ago now. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, yeah, 25 or something in the set. I've never really liked them, the colours. They're just, I don't know, they don't really lay down very well. Again, they might not be good for colouring in. I might have used them in the wrong, you know, in a colouring book where the paper didn't suit those pencils, but I haven't used them very often. But I've put them in this little colouring fold that I made, which is come in handy. Oops, yeah, so I can sort of, you roll them up like so. If you're going somewhere, I don't take anything anywhere to colour, but I can put book in there, and I can put other things there that I need, a little pad to test out my pencils. So if I ever go out again, the way things are with COVID, I probably won't, I'll probably put other pencils in here to use for the colouring book on the move somewhere. But other than that, if I go around to Shirley's place or someone else, I just usually take one of my tins, one or two of my tins of pencils, just as easy. But that, I made that at the quilt class I was in, because design really appeals to me. So, what else have we got? Okay, that's those. Now, just excuse me, I've got another box down here to bring up. These are marker pens. Marker pens. I've got Sharpies. I've got Bambino crayons. I've got some other Scholar school something or other crayons. Mungo calligraphy pens. And I've got various cheap things that I've bought, I don't know where now, a long time ago. Felt tip pens and marker pens anyway. Then we've got, a set here of, what are they? I think they were Aldi. They're all just different marker pens. I don't pull them out, bugger it. On this one, this lot I got from Innovations. Let's see. And again, marker pens, various colours. They're a lot like, I think, some of the other brands that I've seen people using on their sites, their websites, or their YouTube sites. But I'm not going to go out and rush out to buy branded marker pens when I've already got, these would serve the purpose. I haven't used a lot of marker pens in my book, so I've used the Sharpies a couple of times because I've been a bit worried about them bleeding through the page and making a mess, but I've since found out that depends on a lot on the paper, and I've discovered very quickly which colouring books go okay with the marker pens and alcohol-based marker pens as against water-based marker pens. So, yeah. Well, that's almost it. In another cupboard, I've got paints. I've got calligraphy inks, and I've got acrylic paints, watercolour paints, and oil paints, which I've only used once or twice. I did a class in oil painting and didn't go back to it. For a particular reason, I just didn't get time. So I think I'll do those another time because this table's full of stuff now. I can't move anything. And my battery's going flat again. So that's my stash. I hope it comes out all right, because even though I'm right in front of the window, it's a cloudy day and it's glary. So maybe I should have done this by under artificial light at night. Anyway, look, if it doesn't turn out, I'll do it again sometime. Let me know what you think. Maybe don't. See ya. Bye.